Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. Today's video, we've got a getting started with Warhammer Age of Sigmar video for you, and today we're going to be looking at getting started with the Sons of Behemat. So in this video, what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to go through exactly what we get with a Sons of Behemat army, what it does, what we can use it for on the tabletop, and how it sort of all works in a really quick sort of manner. And then we'll go through the units we need to build this army up. There aren't many, but we'll take a look at all those options and stuff there. And finally, we'll finish off the video with a little sample army list where you can sort of see how it can all come together and either use our own list to build up your army or make your own using ours as a little bit of inspiration, a little bit of insight into how to build this army up on the tabletop. And so for starters, we're going to look at how we can make this army work and what exactly it does. So first of all, Sons of Behemat, it's an all-monster army. This can be run in a variety of different ways, and you have two major units, either mega-gargants or man-crusher gargants, and big or little gargants, and you can run them in any formation that you want. You at least need one big gargant in any army, though you can run the little gargants around the one big gargant if you want, or run an army entirely of big gargants, the mega-gargants. This army, as you might expect due to being all monster, and it's the only way you can ever run this army is all monster, is extremely low model count. This army at a 2000 point army can go at a minimum of 4 models, and at a maximum could ever be 10 models. This army is great at objective play. They have some really cool rules like Mightier makes Mightier, where they gain to count as extra models on objectives, sometimes 20 or more, and the army is really tough as nails. Decent saves and the ability of the mega-gargants being heroes to use all-out defense and such things like that make them really hard to remove. High counter wounds, good armor saves with the ability to even put some after saves and some wards next to artifacts on some of these mega-gargants can make them extremely tough to get rid of. With that all said, that is pretty much the basics of Sons of Behemat. They are a really interesting army that play well on the objectives, are really tough, and do some decent damage as well. So let's go talk about the units in particular as well. Alright, and so there's two things to talk about with each mega-gargant before we get started. First of all, we've got to talk about their tribes. Each mega-gargant, depending on which one you have as your general, will make you a certain tribe. So if you take a War Stomper, you will have the Stomper tribe as your general. If you take a Kraken Eater, you'll have the Taken tribe as your sub-faction based on what your general is. And so, let's start talking about those particular gargants. First of all, we'll talk about the Kraken Eater. This makes you if you have this model as your general, a Taker tribe. So the Kraken Eater's got some cool rules. First of all, he's got the one where he can kick objectives around, that is this particular gargant, and he can also stuff things in his net as well to do some instant kill. Other than that, he's got your general sort of gargant abilities, where he's got the Almighty Stomp to reroll hit rolls of 1 if the attack's a monster. And then he's got some other cool abilities like his Death Grip, Crushing Charge, and the Longshanks ability as well, which allows him for some really interesting movement. 35 wounds on a 4-up save is really solid for a base. The big thing he gives you when he's your general, though, the Kraken Eater, is he's going to give you, first of all, get rid of him, which is when you use the Mighty rule, you have your Man Crushers count as 15 and your Megas count as 30 instead of 20. You've also got the ability to, each time an enemy model with an artifact of power is slain, you can roll on the Triumph table and use that Triumph during the current battle as well. Next up, we have the War Stomper mega-gargant. So the Stomper Gargant here makes you a Stomper tribe, surprise, surprise. And so he's got some cool abilities. First of all, he gets a ton of command abilities for being in this. And he's got the Get Stuck in ability as well, where all Man-Crusher Gargants in this particular tribe will get an extra damage on all their attacks if they're fighting 10 or more models, or 2 damage if they're instead fighting 20 or more models. His big thing is he's probably much more sort of straight up fighty than the rest of the Gargants. He wants to go in and do some fighting. Longshanks and all his abilities, Titanic, and he's got his Titanic Boulder Club as well, where the attack's characteristic is equal to the number of enemy models within 3 inches of this model. So he's really good at dealing with hordes. Got a horde meta around you, you definitely want to go for the Stomper Gargant. Lastly, we have the Gatebreaker Mega-Gargant. So he's going to be part of the Breaker tribe. The Breaker tribe has some cool rules. So it's got a Fierce Loathing ability. When you pick a Breaker tribe, you can choose or roll for one of the following abilities for the Gatebreaker Mega-Gargants and Man-Crusher Gargants who have in the army. This can range from anything to add 1 to hit rolls to hero and wizards, to totem units, to heroes and monsters, to units that are larger. Effectively, he gets to pick one sort of unit that he doesn't like, and he's going to go smash them. On his War Scroll, his big thing is the Smashdown ability, where he can reduce terrain features to rubble, getting rid of all their effects. Really good when fighting some particular subfactions and some particular armies. And then lastly, we have the Man-Crusher Gargants, the other part of the army outside the mega-gargants, which are just our smaller gargants. 12 wounds and a 5-up save, though they do pack a decent amount of attacks, and in large units they can be really deadly, especially when you start thinking about them in the Stomper tribe. In this video, we're going to show you 2 little sample army lists at the end. First of all, we'll show you a Stomper Tribe Man-Crusher list, and then we'll show you a Mega-Gargant only list for a starter 1000-point army. And so here we have the first of our 2 sample army lists. So we've gone for Stomper Tribe in this one because we're going to be taking some Man-Crushers. This is going to be our sort of anti-horde meta army. Beastmaster is our grand strategy. Why not? It's perfect for the army. They're all monsters, so if you've lost all your Gargants, you probably lost the game anyway. So, great one to go with for our grand strategy. Triumph here, we are potentially going to get one at 980, so +1 wound is really nice on the Gargants, or potentially the any of the others are pretty good as well. Reroll charge can be really useful. And then we've got the War Stomper Mega-Gargant as our general. He's got the command trait Monsterly Tough for an extra 5 wounds, taking him up to 40, and then a 5-up ward, thanks to the Amulet of Destiny, making him extremely tough. If you've not got a lot of mortal wound meta around you, you could definitely swap this out for one of the artifacts outside of the Sons of Behemat battle tome that he has access to from his tribe, which allows him to reroll saves and potentially do mortal wound splashback. Battle line wise, 3 single Man-Crusher Gargants. You could make these a unit of 3, but you have either the option of 3 single or 1 unit of 3. Core battalions, we've gone for the Footsloggers, which is a core battalion you can find in the White Dwarf update for the Sons of Behemat, which makes this all a unified battalion, meaning it's a 1-drop army with 71 wounds and 980 points. Pretty solid for a 1000-point army. And so the other little sample army list we've got here is a Taker Tribe army. So this means our 2 mega army here, both of these megas are going to count as 30 models on objectives. We're kept with Beastmaster for our grand strategy and Triumph for Inspired. Now, our leader is going to be a Kraken Eater Mega-Gargant, and we're going with the Monstrous Tough and the Amulet of Destiny command trait and artifact combo here, making him 40 wounds with a 5-up ward, really hard to remove. And a War Stomper is going to be our second Mega-Gargant here with the Arcane Tome to make him a wizard and giving him the Flaming Weapon spell. This means all his attacks are going to have an extra +1 damage, which would be really great on this horde-killing Mega-Gargant. We've got battle line units here are also our leaders, as the Mega-Gargants count as both battle line and leaders, and then our core battalion counts as bosses of the stomp, with Magnificent, meaning we get that extra artifact. 2 drops, 960 points, and 70 wounds on the table. This is, once again, just a decent army for 1000 points. This one will be a little bit harder to play than the other armies due to the fact that it's only got 2 models, but with less objectives on the table at the moment, this can definitely be an army that works. If you're playing with Sons of Behemat in the new edition of Warhammer Age of Sigmar, let us know how you're going and let us know what you would do for your starter 1000-point army. Well, that's the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. Please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, while you're at it, if you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our fine community here at Sinful Gaming, you can do so by following the link in the description of the video to our Discord server. You can come chat with all of us. Also, if you'd like to help support the channel in another way, you can do so either by Patreon or YouTube members. Both of these greatly help the channel and continue to allow us to do what we are doing. We'd like to give a shout out to everyone who has done such, so a special shout out to our patrons, Christian Weir, James Soren, Greenskins Gaming, AJC, Kenny Lull, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ape, Q Dynamic, Agu, Anthony B, Anton Nielsen, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, and Mark Harvey. And a special shout out to our YouTube members as well, Green Roots Gaming, Kenton Young, Steve T, The Real Ziot, Chris Wallace, Ronya, Vinny, Lockloric, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Revenar, and Wolfric Nick. Lastly, a special shout out to our amazing helpers on the channel. First of all, Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for the channel, and to Xmorphic as well, who does all the amazing background work for our Discord server. Thank you both very, very much. That's it for the video though. Please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe once again. Stay safe everyone, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now.